Close your eyes for a moment and think about the word large. Perhaps you picture a massive mountain, the vastness of the Pacific Ocean, or the long, grueling flight from New York to Sydney. Now, I want you to forget all of that. In the grand scheme of the cosmos, the Earth is not even a grain of sand. It is not even an atom. Today, we are going to attempt the impossible, to visualize the true scale of the universe. But I must warn you, by the end of this journey, the numbers will stop making sense, and your perception of reality will be forever altered. Let's start with something we think we understand: speed. Light is the fastest messenger in existence, traveling at 186,000 miles per second. At that speed, you could circle the Earth 7 times in a single heartbeat. To reach the moon, it takes light just over 1 second. But to reach the sun, 8 minutes. Think about that. If the sun were to vanish right now, we wouldn't know for 8 full minutes. We would continue to bask in its warmth and light, living in a ghost of the past. But the sun is just our local star. To reach the next nearest star, Proxima Centauri, light must travel for 4 long years. If you boarded the fastest spacecraft ever built by humans today, the Parker Solar Probe, it would still take you over 6,000 years to get there. Imagine 200 generations of your family living and dying on a ship just to reach the very first neighbor. And that, my friends, is just our immediate front porch. To truly feel the scale, let's use a map. If the Earth were shrunk down to the size of a single grain of salt, the sun would be the size of a large grapefruit, standing about 50 feet away. On this scale, the next nearest star, Proxima Centauri, wouldn't be in the next room or even the next street. It would be 2,500 miles away. Imagine that, a grain of salt in New York and the next grain of salt in Los Angeles. And in between, almost nothing, just a cold, silent, and terrifyingly vast vacuum. Now let's zoom out of our solar system and look at the Milky Way. Our galaxy is a colossal disk of stars spanning 100,000 light years. It contains at least 200 billion suns. If every star in our galaxy was represented by a single grain of sand, they would fill an entire Olympic-sized swimming pool. But even this pool is just a tiny drop in the ocean. Between our galaxy and our nearest major neighbor, Andromeda, lies 2.5 million light years of emptiness. If you were to drive a car to Andromeda at highway speeds, it would take you 28 trillion years. That is 2,000 times longer than the universe has even existed. But here's where the brain begins to fracture. Our galaxy is just one of many. In a small, empty patch of sky, the size of a grain of sand held at arm's length, the Hubble telescope stared into the dark for days and found thousands of galaxies. Not stars, galaxies, each containing its own billions of suns, and each sun potentially hosting its own family of planets. If you count one galaxy every second, it would take you 60,000 years just to count the galaxies we can see. As we move further out, the structures become incomprehensible. We encounter the local group, a cluster of 54 galaxies held together by gravity. Beyond that, the Laniakea supercluster, a cosmic web containing 100,000 galaxies, stretching across 500 million light years. In this web, our entire Milky Way is just a tiny glowing dot, barely visible among the filaments of light. It looks like a neuron in a giant cosmic brain. But then we find the horrors of the deep, the voids. Imagine a region of space so empty that it defies logic. The Boötes void is a sphere of nothingness 330 million light years in diameter. If the Milky Way were in the center of the Boötes void, we wouldn't have discovered other galaxies until the 1960s. We would have thought we were the only thing in existence. These voids make up most of the universe, vast, terrifying deserts of nothingness where not a single photon of light is born. And even this supercluster and these voids are just a microscopic fraction of what we call the observable universe. This sphere, centered on you, spans 93 billion light years. Now you might ask, if the universe is only 13.8 billion years old, how can it be 93 billion light years wide? The answer is as beautiful as it is haunting. Space itself is stretching. The fabric of reality is expanding faster than light can keep up. There are parts of the universe we will never see, no matter how long we wait, because the space between us and them is growing so fast that their light will never reach our shores. They are receding into the dark, lost to us forever. We are living in a cosmic bubble that is slowly fading, as the rest of the universe disappears over the horizon of light. Take a moment. Let that sink in. Everything we have ever mapped, every star, every black hole, every nebula, is part of the observable bubble. But what lies beyond the edge? Most cosmologists believe the universe doesn't. Just stop at the horizon. It might be infinite. If the universe is truly infinite, then the laws of probability take over. In an infinite space, every possible arrangement of matter must occur an infinite number of times. Somewhere out there, across a distance so large the zeros would fill a library, there is another version of you, standing in the exact same spot, listening to this exact same sentence. In an infinite universe, you are not unique. You are a recurring theme. There are infinite Earths, infinite versions of your life, playing out every possible outcome. But scale isn't just about distance. It's about the sheer volume of nothingness. The universe is not a crowded place. It is a terrifyingly vast, empty cathedral where the stuff, the stars and planets, are just rare, beautiful accidents. If the entire observable universe were the size of the Earth's oceans, all the stars and planets combined would be smaller than a single drop of water. We are living in the gaps between the silence. Now consider the composition of this vastness. All the stars, the planets, and the billions of galaxies we've discussed, they only account for 5% of the universe. This is the only part we can see, touch, or measure. The rest, 95% of everything that exists, is dark matter and dark energy. Dark matter is the invisible scaffolding that holds galaxies together, while dark energy is the mysterious force pushing everything apart. We are living in a house where 95% of the rooms are locked, haunted by forces we cannot even describe. We are passengers on a ship where we don't know what the engine is made of, or where the wind is blowing us. If you took the entire history of the universe, from the first spark of the Big Bang to this very second, and condensed it into a single calendar year, the entire history of humanity would be invisible. The Big Bang happens on January 1st. Our galaxy forms in March. Our Earth isn't born until September. The dinosaurs would disappear around Christmas. The first modern humans would appear at 11:52 p.m. on December 31st. All of recorded history, every king, every war, every invention, every love story, would occupy only the last few seconds of the year. We are a brief flicker of consciousness in a dark room that has been lit for eons. Does this make you feel insignificant? It shouldn't. Think about the odds. In a universe so vast it defies mathematics, on a tiny rock orbiting a generic star in the quiet suburbs of a common galaxy, the laws of physics conspired to create you. Out of the cold hydrogen and the ancient stardust, the universe found a way to wake up and look at itself. You are the universe's way of experiencing its own majesty. You are the eyes of the cosmos looking back at the dark and asking, how big am I? The phosphorus in your DNA, the calcium in your teeth, the iron in your blood, all of it was cooked inside the heart of a dying star billions of years ago. You are not just in the universe, you are the universe. A small piece of the infinite that has been given a name and a voice for a brief moment in time. As we drift further into the deep, remember that these numbers aren't just statistics. They are a testament to the mystery that surrounds us. Every time we think we've found the edge, we find a new horizon. The universe isn't just bigger than we imagine, it is bigger than we can imagine. It is a story with no end, a library with infinite rooms, and we are just beginning to read the first page. We are travelers on a journey that will never truly end, because the destination is as infinite as the mind that seeks it. If these cosmic scales have left your mind spinning, you are not alone. It is the only natural reaction to the truth of our existence. Hit the like button and share this video with someone who needs a change in perspective. How do you deal with the realization of our scale? Does it bring you peace, knowing that your problems are small, or does it bring you a sense of dread? Let's talk in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications to join us as we continue to measure the immeasurable and explore the unreachable. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this tiny, curious speck of life in the infinite dark.